Yeah.
They just keep silent. Then almost a few months passing, we have to stand up. And the first thing is we began to connect the foreign media because we disappointed from our Kazakh media. And it is useless populism, and it is useless say just to them.
Yeah.
And even in Kazakh language, they have one media called Radio Free Europa, and Radio Free Asia, and Radio Liberty.
Yeah.
We don't like to report it them. Because they influenced by Chinese soft power in Kazakhstan, and they very close to the Chinese soft power in Kazakhstan. They are friends. All the Chinese soft power organizations, cultural and that kind of. So they don't like to write something against Chinese government. But I said it is just true. They arrested hundreds of people every day, and they have some order from the superior communist party to the little village, every little village, every month arrest 200, 300. They have order, and it is just a month. No any crime, no any reason, no any excuse, just arrest. Civil order, the village persons, township persons, county governors, and they just work for it. And after that we said to the Radio Liberty, it is useless. And we so surprised. Radio Liberty in Kazakh language called it Azatlık. And they write to so many things is very openly, very directly. But only this theme, the ethnic Kazakh problems in Xinjiang, they just keep silent.
But it seems that these kind of efforts, making these videos, posting all these things and being public about it, seems to be forcing the Kazakh government, maybe not publicly, but it does seem that they are, talking to some of these people, whether it's because they're sending diplomatic notas, some of these, the Kazakhs did help get some of these people back here, and it does seem because of, in part this. So do you feel more optimistic about your work now? Do you think it's working?
It's working.
Yeah.
And after that we have to stand up. We are not so activity people when the Kazakh problems is bigger. The Kazakh media is soon keep silent.
Yeah, it does. Well, because we were just discussing that amongst ourselves a little bit because, it does seem that there's clear proof in Kazakhstan. You could easily report this if you're a local journalist, but it seems partly I imagine this is because most media here is state-controlled, and the state doesn't want this getting a lot of attention because it creates big problems for them in their relationship with Beijing. But are you? It seems you're quite disappointed in it's not getting more attention. But do you think that people across Kazakhstan are aware of this outside of Almaty?
The power of the Chinese soft power is very strong at Kazakhstan. I could state one by one. One of the media, one of the not state-controlled TV station reported so more about the ethnic Kazakh problems in Xinjiang. But after that they stopped the report suddenly. Because we organized so many conferences at Almaty and one conference at Astana, our capital. But they will join every time. They joined our conference, but after that they stopped it.
Okay.
And one of the journalists visits that TV station very frequently.
Which TV station?
I can't say.
Well, can you say when there's not a camera pointed at us?
I will say secretly by you.
Could you write the name? Okay, you know that? Okay.
And,
Okay.
and that the owner of that TV station write his Instagram page. they visited China frequently, and she said the friendship between China and Kazakhstan is very good, relationship, economic investments, and after that, one of our journalists also write, we understand why your TV station stopped the report about the Kazakh problems. That's why. And next is, so many, blogger, so many activists who working at social media, Facebook, they stopped one by one. They never controlled by government. The Chinese soft power, they are the Kazakh, born in China, immigrated from China to Kazakhstan. They organized so many associations at Kazakhstan. You will find these activists who write the sumo about the ethnic Kazakh problems and talk with them one by one. And after that, they will stop. And even now, until now, they stopped. Nobody will write about it.
Yeah.
And more than 50 journalists write about the ethnic Kazakh problems. Now, all of them stopped. Only 2 or 3 write there. And most of them, we find that they eat together with the Chinese soft powers, and after then the Chinese company will give them some interest, or they will working the Chinese company as consultant.
A consultant, yeah.
Consultant, and I know so many poor, very poor journalists. They can't pay for their house,
Right.
the rent. But after then, they will fly from Almaty to Astana or also Turkey.
Right.
When after they very close to the Chinese soft power, they became to very rich people.
Yeah.
I changed my direction. Before it happened, I'm so angry, and I shouted with them, and also discussed with them on social media. And we said, you sold your soul, you sold your nation. I said so many criticize them, but after that I stopped. It is useless. I just connect the people who living in Europe and America.
Right.
So I think it will be better for us. Now, some of the Kazakh journalists began to join us. Some writers join us because the things is going to bad and bad every day. The famous Kazakh writers, poets, painters arrested in China, and they attacked to our intelligent class.
Right.
Intelligent class. The famous writers, famous filmmakers, the famous poets, the famous painters, any kind of people, especially the imams. 99% of imams already arrested and disappeared.
How many cases have you documented?
More than 10,000. No, more than
1 month?
10,000.
And that is of ethnic Kazakhs?
Yes. But then I have more than 20 cases about Uyghurs.
20.
20, yeah. More than 15 cases about Kyrgyz. And 1 case for Hui Muslims. 1 case.
Well,
And 1 case for Tatar. Tatar, Tatar is one of the
Yeah.
Turkic people, yes.
So, but it does seem that, I guess my question for you is, do you think that what you're doing here is getting under, it seems that it is maybe forcing at least the authorities in Astana to maybe take more of a role in terms of trying to help people?
Yeah, I'm so happy that is our government, Astana, is never stopped us. But I'm warned by the local officials 4 times. Warned officially, and I received the warning letter also.
Right.
So every time when I organized that kind of conference, they said it is illegal. And before organizing that kind of conference, before 10 days, they said I have to write the application letter to the local government.
Right.
After their permit, and I have right to organizing that kind of conference. But I never writing that kind of application letter. And I will call the people organized together, and everybody know my Kazakh is million times good than my English.
Sure.
And I am the good lecturer. The people listen to me. And every day I say so many lecture about the Chinese history, about the Communist Party history, and about the genocide when happened down the Kazakh people in China, and so many tragedy, the Kazakh history in China. And I teach the people against the Communist Party. Because you know, Communist Party rewrites the history, and there are so many fake history, very fake history, written by Communist Party. But I teach the people the true history, and how many Kazakhs killed in history, how many. So people listen to me, and they organize by me, and every time when I call them, please, tomorrow, 10 o'clock,
Right.
people who loved ones or family members arrested in China gather somewhere, gather some hotels, a Kazakhstan hotel or some weird hotel, and they will join. Every day, hundreds of people. Every day, hundreds of people. So we collect that information, collect together, and publish it in our websites or publish it on some newspapers. And I have so many newspapers. It is similar to opposition, not so 100% opposition, similar to opposition.
Right.
Yeah, we call them the limited opposition. They reported that news
Right.
under their list. And then everything is began to good, and I worded it 4 times, but never arrested. And the police also called me 4 times to
I think
police station.
there was a guy outside yesterday who seemed like every day. Yeah.
This night, 6 o'clock, I also have to go into police station.
Okay.
I don't know why they called me again, and maybe also warning again, the 5 times. So, but I never stop it.
Yeah.
I will never stop it until the last Kazakh released from the Xinjiang camps.
Right. Well, it seems that, the trend, from talking to people yesterday, one of the trends is that people are seen to be getting released from the camps, more
Yeah.
and more people, but then they're getting put under house arrest.
No, so many people is also arrived at Kazakhstan last night. That's my member, the Mr. Eric, visited 108 to one of the village from Almaty, and because one of the woman's husband arrested in China, stayed at education campus. Not released. Last night he arrived to Almaty. That kind of information is so much information. We have to say so many people. I said that lady, famous paper, released it, and they have not so more.
But she's not in Kazakhstan.
Not.
Yeah.
Yesterday she released that. Yesterday, maybe after 1 month, maybe 2 months. They have to give her freedom, and then she will come to them. Just like that lady, Kulzira Awel Khan. She released from camps, but forced to work black factory.
Right.
Yeah. After only 2 or 3 months, after she get freedom, Chinese officials give. Sorry. She have the freedom to going back to Kazakhstan. So that kind of person is so more. I if you need, I will call.
Arrest.
Most of them in camps.
Most of them. So, okay, but it is both.
Yeah,
both.
in our
Okay.
Kazakh habit, if somebody there, especially the people who their loved ones or family members is under the house arrest, they never stand up. They
Right.
never stand up. They think they are free. I teach them, they are not free. Is your wife or your husband staying at China? Your family separated to 2 countries. Now you living at Kazakhstan with your children, but your children's father at China. 3 years, one family separated to 2 countries. It is not freedom. It is unfair. I teach the Kazakh people. But they said it's okay. It's okay. No big problem. because he is free, not in jail. They
Right.
satisfied of them. I said, why you satisfied it? You need your husband.
Right.
And how do you spend at night without your husband? And your family destroyed. Your children is grow up without their father's love. And it is unfair. You have to stand up, save the chance. Only 10% of Kazakhs will stand up. And they will say, I require the Chinese government give freedom to my husband and let him going back to Kazakhstan and let me reunite my family. And only 10% of Kazakhs.
How many of this 10,000 have come back to Kazakhstan?
Only more than 100 something.
Roughly 100.
More than.
More than 100. Igram, do you have anything you want to ask him?
When did you found this organization?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
So 2017.
And it is not in one day published. So first on the social media, in WhatsApp group with so many activists. We don't know each other before.
Right.
But after that, the people who like me, and we collected each other one by one. First, we collected the information from the WhatsApp groups. Next, we gathered together and discussed how we will continue our work. And even 2 years ago, we don't know making conference. We don't know because we are not politicians. We are the businessman. I'm the businessman. But I have to stand up because the real journalists, the real activists, and the real politicians, they keep silent. And instead of them, I have to stand up.
So you are a businessman. Is it now your full-time job?
Not. I stopped everything and all my time, 24 hours. I'm working in our organization.
How do you, fund the organization then?
It is not registered. We went to register it and we write applications 3 times and rejected by local government.
Okay.
After then we abandon it at all. And we think it is a voluntary organization. And after then we think it is unnecessary to register it. Maybe it will be more free before register. And after register, maybe we lost some freedom. And we have to obey the law, some rule. Now we are volunteer.
But how do you pay the rent then? Where does that, is that just everyone, are you paying that out of your own pocket or do you collect donations?
No, so many people. And this guy is also one of the has one company and we collect the people.
Right.
And every time we for the rent, the house and so many buying camera and the people who working for us. And every month we pay the money from us and we
So you pool your own money.
Yeah, and after that we collect so many little businessmen. They are not so rich. A little store or little, and we call them up and ask them help. So many people, they joined us.
Right.
They joined us because their loved ones, family members already staying at the education camps.
One thing that was kind of interesting to me yesterday, it seemed a lot of people, this is when they were talked with us, it was kind of the first time that they had really talked about their missing relative or something like that. And it seems that people are starting to think that, yes, by making my case public, there's actually a better chance of helping them. Do you think that that's true?
Yes, that's true. Because after so many Kazakhs stand up, the Chinese officials first give the freedom to the loved ones in China, and gives them freedom, and gives them freedom that you have a right to call your family members via WeChat, via internet. And after then, somewhere, the different people, different place, different counties, they have different local rule. And they said, if you want to call your wife at Kazakhstan, you could visit our village's government.
Right.
And at that local landline phone, and they will call. And all the Chinese officials, they record that, video record.
Yeah.
And until the Chinese side, they give you freedom and let you going back to Kazakhstan. And it is working. And it is working. And so many Kazakhs now reunited with their family. Every day we have, and also today we have good news every day. But so many Kazakhs are really released from campus, but they afraid, scared of China. They never visit our office again.
Right.
They released that and crossed the border and visited the Kazakhstan and reunited their family, but they never visit our office because they're afraid.
Right, and they're told to be quiet
Yeah,
when they leave.
but
yeah.
we know so many people call it in our village, and the 10 Kazakhs is already arrived, released from China, and I said to them, please tell the just to Atajurt, Serikžan, and they said they're afraid because Chinese officials let them sign so many contracts.
Right.
Keep a secret. After going to Kazakhstan, never say something about the education campus. So many contracts. And second is the real estates or the bank cards.
Right.
And they will say, if you say something or if you say some secret about education camps, you are guaranteed a person, relatives, family members, or your real estates. We all arrest them or confiscate them. So many Kazakhs, 95% of Kazakhs, they never say the chance.
Right.
That kind of woman, just like you interviewed Mrs. Gulzira, it is very, very a few people.
Yeah.
Maybe only 1%.
So you're saying of those, say, more than 100 people that you would say have come back here,
Yeah.
you know, there's only
Yeah,
one
we
or
don't
two
know.
who will
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
We don't know. And so many people is just after release also keeping silent.
Right. Yeah.
After release. And we know so many people stayed at re-education camps 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
After they came back Kazakhstan, also keeping silent. I know one case. That's in Astana. One of the gentlemen stayed at re-education camps almost 2 years. After her wife and her 2 daughters published so many videos, the Chinese officials released him after 2 years.
Okay.
Now that gentleman has so many psychological problems. I have to say you. When he arriving that street of Astana, when he saw any kind of people who dressed in the uniform, maybe the people who working for the tax bureau or any kind of the policeman or any kind of person who dressed in the uniform, they afraid. He afraid. That's it. He afraid. And they have one question is, when he going to, somebody is coming straight, and he will say just like, stand up just like. And never watch the people straight. And one said, they have one big center just like, scared. And so many people are so scared. Why? What happened? They shouted each other. And the security also stopped and shouted. Because that Kazakh is an intelligent person. But he stayed at re-education camps 2 years. And also, he's abnormal. And every night, middle night, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, when he's sleeping with his wife together, he will stand up straightly and say, Bogo! Bogo, it means, it is a Navy word. It means report or say, I'm ready.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of words.
Okay.
And he will, өзінің көрпесі бар ғой, Қытайдың әскері сияқты төрт бұрышқа бүктейді дейді, түнгі сағат 2-де. Көрпесін бүктеп қойып бүйтіп тұрады дейді. Қолын ұстап қойып.
He would fold his blankets as Chinese do, like in a square at 2 a.m. and stand like this at 2 a.m.
At night, 2 or 3 o'clock, stand up. And straight, it is abnormal, and all his family members know about him. And I said to his wife, send him to some psychological center. And his wife said it is useless.
Right.
Sometimes now begin to low and low, and he began to talk and even mobile for any kind of mobile phone, he said send it to next room. I never talk because he afraid of mobile phone because he said everybody watch him. Because the Chinese security found so many problems from his mobile phone. Said you watch it, what kind of websites, why you watch it as a Kazakhstan website.
Right.
Wow, that kind. So he afraid. And after he released, he never touched the mobile phone.
Okay.
He can't use mobile phone ever.
All right. I think that's we got a lot of good stuff. So thanks, Serikžan. And I think we need to probably go actually quite soon.